Welcome to the exclusive interview of PolyNext Awards and Conference. Today, I am joining by a sensation leader with over 35 years of global experience in chemical process technology. Currently heading in the chemical recycling platform at Buscam Tech AG, he is driving innovation in converting mixed plastic waste into a sustainable solution. Please welcome Mr. Thomas Blocher. How are you, Mr. Thomas?
Oh, thank you very much, Manish. I'm doing well, and thank you for that very kind introduction.
Great. So, could you please tell our audience a bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, sure. From the professional side, I'm a chemical engineer from U.S. Technical University. I've been in the process equipment and technology sector for, as you've already said, about 3.5 decades. And I've always been in the role of understanding and explaining complex topics, between colleagues and clients. And in my most latest role, I've been, as you said, responsible for, starting up this new technology platform at Buscam Tech. Personally, I enjoy, the outdoor activities and getting, my hands dirty. And that everything from, sports and animals to, even doing a little, gardening and such. So I'd like to stay active, basically.
Okay, thank you for that. And coming down to the questions, so my first question to you is, you have worked across the US and abroad. So how have global experiences shaped your approach to innovation and collaboration in the chemical sector?
Yeah, thanks for asking that question. Actually, the living abroad and also traveling to many corners of the world has been actually a privilege that I've enjoyed throughout my life, and also with visiting, but certainly with living, you get a much deeper dive into a culture, and you begin to change over time from, hey, why do they do things that way? That can't work, to, oh, okay, yeah, I guess I can tolerate this. It seems okay, to actually appreciating the differences and the diversity in perspectives and ways of doing things. And I think that's affected me by listening a lot more, trying to discern what the, not just what the differences are, but what the advantages, what these different perspectives can actually bring to solving, the problems that we're faced with. So I've been very blessed with being able to experience these different perspectives, and I've been able to leverage those in having more flexible thinking in trying to bring solutions to bear.
That is great. So how do you see the role of customized process technologies evolving in addressing global plastic waste challenges?
Sure. Before you can talk about how it's evolved, you have to, I guess, kind of at least explain, hey, what's the role of process technologies in the past? Where are we? Well, of course, process technologies has to do with, chemical production, chemical technologies, and hey, the human race is very innovative. It's very, has a lot of ingenuity, and that innovation and ingenuity is also, also appears in chemical process technologies, in that, hey, look, we're talking about plastics today, right? All of the innovation that went into inventing, developing, refining polymers and their features, their functionality, is just one example. Now, how is the role evolving in addressing the global plastic waste challenge? Well, I think it's more of the same, in the sense that now the goal is different. Again, engineers, scientists, chemists, etc., when faced with a problem, they get very creative. They use that ingenuity to solve the particular problem. So now we have this issue that generally is called, plastic waste. So now we put those energies, that ingenuity, that creativity to solving that problem. So, so I think we're going to continue to do what we've always done, but we're now focusing on a new set of challenges that we face.
Okay, that is great. So, from your perspective, how can chemical recycling complement mechanical recycling in achieving global sustainability goals?
Yeah, that is a question that has been on, the minds of a lot of people, from politicians to influencers to, people in, in the value chain. And I have to say that what sort of is behind that question is, what's better? What's the role, chemical recycling, mechanical recycling? And I'm frankly, I'm tired of hearing that kind of, hey, look, just like in, take any other area, transportation or, cooking, whatever. There are multiple methods depending on the goal that you're trying to achieve or the products that you have, what, the nature of them and et cetera. And look, mechanical recycling, there's been a lot of focus on it because it has sort of the tightest circle, of circularity. You go from product to product, polymer to polymer. But it is not the answer to everything. There are limitations in the kind of materials or feedstocks that it can handle. It degrades the polymer over time. So it's a great answer, but it's not the only answer. So chemical recycling, which is a broad category, and there's often confusion about what that means, but whatever word you want to use, other types of recycling are going to be necessary to work alongside mechanical recycling to tackle the mountain of plastic waste that we're faced with. So you've got to have them all.
Yeah, okay. So my next question to you is, what trends are you seeing in how stakeholders across the plastic value chain are approaching sustainability and circularity?
Yeah. Well, if you look at review the headlines over the last, 6 months to a year, there have been bankruptcies, there have been major international companies that have walked back some of their sustainability goals or delayed recycling projects or have even, stopped projects. A lot of negativity right now. And so for me, the trend in the stakeholders in their approach is I think they're finally getting a taste of reality. We're becoming more realistic. Take electric vehicles or take, hydrogen fueled, hydrogen cell vehicles. And everybody thought, within 10 years, we're all going to have electric cars, and there's going to be an electric, charging station at every corner. That hasn't happened. And actually, with the rollback of some subsidies, sales of electric vehicles are decreasing in some regions and countries. The point is, any transformation, any new technology area takes time, and there were a lot of early on, a lot of promise, rightly so, a lot of commitments made because of that excitement. I think, the vast majority of people and companies in this space are serious and genuine in their beliefs. However, like any new emerging technology, that excitement can lead to claims that are maybe a little too optimistic. And I think now we're in that phase where, okay, we're really meeting reality. So I think people are going into the space now, or they're approaching it with a much more realistic attitude. Not, hey, it's bad because of all this bad news. No, it's still good. It's still necessary, but we're more realistic with our goals and expectations.
Yeah. Okay. So, what advice would you give to upcoming engineers or leaders who want to enter in the field of chemical process, innovation, and sustainability?
Oh, ask me for advice for the next set of people. I guess I would, kind of expand on my answer to the last question. I think it's a good time to enter chemical process innovation and chemical process around the sustainability issues we're facing, because we've been at it for a while. We're recognizing that there are challenges in this effort, just like challenges in similar efforts in the human, in our human history.
Yeah.
But the promise, the opportunities are still large, and it's wide open for smart, the market, the industry is wide open for smart, motivated, dedicated people to come in. I mean, there's still plenty of room for any good idea in the marketplace. So I highly encourage people to come into the space. It's an interesting and exciting one.
Oh, that is great advice. And so my next question to you is, what is next for you and chemical recycling platform at Bus Chem Tech? Any exciting milestone on the horizon?
Interesting how you put any exciting milestones. Well, a little bit of history first before I make any mention of what's coming in the future. First of all, Busch Chemtech is a Swiss company. We have a heritage of 140 years. And I guess we embody everything it means to be a Swiss engineering company. We are conservative. We want to do things right the first time. We want to do them on time. We're not very exciting. And while the technology, the invention that our technology that we market is based on has been in development since 2007. So it's been a decade and a half in development. We only came out publicly with this just about a year ago, and we have kept maybe not a low profile, but we haven't tried to splash with messages, because A, that's not who we are anyway, but B, hey, a lot of companies have done that, and there's a bit of backlash now against chemical engineering, chemical recycling, with some bad reputation because of these missed targets. But hey, look, again, as I said earlier, I mean, you don't typically make your initial targets in a new market. It takes some time. But nonetheless, we wanted to, learn from the previous experience and also stay true to ourselves, which is slow and steady. So I'm not going to make, lots of very exciting claims or exciting announcements, but I'm going to say that we are, by the end of the year, we'll have our in-house testing infrastructure completed. Because one of the things that we do with all of our technology platforms is we provide performance guarantees with every one of our plants. And the way we do that is we have our own lab scale and pilot scale test equipment where we do experiments in industrial reaction conditions. We have a pilot plant. By the end of the year, we'll have a lab scale plant. So now we will have the full complement like all of our other technologies. In parallel, of course, we've been working on the upscaling for commercial operations, and we're hoping that very soon we will have the satisfaction of signing a contract for our first larger scale plant.
Yeah.
And then hopefully next year we can be more exciting with splashing out on the news waves, the airwaves, with announcement of our first larger commercial plant. So
yeah.
Stay tuned again, but we're sort of serious, boring people, and we're only going to make announcements when things are right and on time.
Yeah, great. Okay, so now the most exciting part of this interview, the rapid fire round. So you have to answer in one sentence, okay? What is your favorite part of your job? Hands-on innovation or strategic planning?
Can't I have both?
Okay. So,
I mean, I wrote the business plan for the chemical recycling, but I also last week was on the floor with gloves on my hands, picking through a potential feedstock. So I like both. I have to have both.
great. So mechanical or chemical recycling? If you had to pick one.
Oof. You have to have both. Period.
Great. So the one thing the world gets wrong about plastic.
Plastics aren't the enemy. It's we who design them, use them, or throw them out, litter, etc. Plastic's not the enemy.
Favorite country you have worked in so far?
Oh gosh. So if I mention I'm an American. If I mention a country outside of America, I piss off all my my American friends, and I do the same if I say, "Oh boy, hey, look, I work in Switzerland, live in Germany. I really like that constellation. Very happy with it. Of course, now and again, I'm homesick."
Right. So if you were not in chemical process tech, what would you be doing?
Oh, if my needs allowed, hopefully I would still be playing and coaching soccer.
Oh, great. So, in one word, the future of plastic is.
Now I don't even have one sentence, one word. I would have to say evolving.
Great. So, this is it for this interview. It is a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for joining this call.
Hey, Manish, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.